Hello everyone and welcome back to the podcast. Episode 147. Today, we're diving into the intersection of tech and creativity. Specifically, how AI is transforming the world of home design. Jenny, you saw some interesting research on this.
I did, Mark. It's pretty fascinating. Homestyler was at NVIDIA GTC 2025, showing off some really cool AI-driven solutions for home design. They've got tools like AI Modeler, AI Designer, and Home Copilot, all hooking into NVIDIA's tech like Omniverse and RTX.
Oh man, Homestyler and NVIDIA? That's a powerful combination. So, what are these tools actually doing? How are they changing things for people?
Well, the research shows they're making things way faster. We're talking design cycles that used to take a while, now potentially happening in minutes. And they're cutting down on model training costs for businesses by over 50%. Minutes! Imagine that.
Minutes? That's wild. For a homeowner, can they just whip together a new living room layout during their lunch break now?
Pretty much. The Home Copilot, for example, apparently has this voice-to-design interface. You can just tell it what you want. Like, design a modern living room with a comfy sectional and lots of natural light, and it generates room layouts for you. This is huge for non-technical users who maybe just want some ideas.
Okay, wait, let me get this straight. I can just talk to this thing like I'm talking to you, and it designs a room? That's fascinating. But how does it even understand what I'm saying, and then turn that into a visual?
Good question. So basically what's happening is, they're using natural language processing. Think of it as the computer understanding human language, likely enhanced by something sophisticated like NVIDIA's Edify platform.
Edify? Sounds fancy.
It is! Edify reportedly uses large language models, like the big AI models we hear so much about, and diffusion models. Think of diffusion models as being good at taking simple inputs and generating complex, creative things from them. Kind of like how a diffusion process in nature creates intricate patterns.
Right, okay. So it takes my voice command, the NLP figures out what I mean, and then the AI uses these models to create the visual design. Makes sense. But what about the look of it? Is it just wireframes? Or is it realistic?
That's where the RTX rendering comes in. NVIDIA's RTX technology is designed for real-time ray tracing and realistic visuals. The research says these renders, which used to take about 15 minutes in some cases, are now happening in under 3 minutes with Homestyler's integration. So you get a pretty good idea of what it would look like.
Wow, 3 minutes for a render that looks real? That's a serious improvement for sure, both for homeowners who just want to see what something looks like before they buy, and definitely for professional designers on a deadline trying to show clients different options.
Exactly. Time is money, right? And speaking of professional designers, they're also leveraging OpenUSD. This is the Universal Scene Description formats. Here's the thing about OpenUSD. It's designed to make assets and scenes easily transferable between different software applications. It's becoming a standard for 3D content.
Okay, so different design programs can talk to each other better? I can already hear our listeners who've dealt with file compatibility nightmares breathing a sigh of relief. No more trying to import something from one program and it all explodes.
Precisely. The research indicates this OpenUSD integration helps speed up design file conversions by as much as 10 times. Think about bringing in files from something like AutoCAD or SketchUp. This just streamlines everything for professionals. It removes a major headache.
That's a huge efficiency gain for busy professionals. And the research also mentioned businesses like retailers. How does this AI tech help them? I'm thinking beyond just showing off products.
Ah, yes. This next part is the cool, kind of surprising part. Digital Twin Showrooms. They're enabling retailers to deploy virtual store environments, like a fully explorable digital version of their store or a concept store, in under 48 hours with zero modeling costs. It's kind of like, you know when you see those virtual tours online? But on a much bigger, more integrated scale that they can set up incredibly fast.
Wait, under 48 hours? And no modeling cost? How is that even possible to create a whole virtual store that quickly?
It's through the power of Omniverse again, specifically microservices, that allow them to essentially build these virtual spaces rapidly, likely pulling from existing product catalogs and leveraging AI to place them realistically within the digital space. It just removes a massive barrier to entry for creating digital retail experiences. No need for expensive 3D artists building everything from scratch.
That's interesting. So, homeowners get easier access to design tools that understand them. Professionals get faster workflows with less hassle. And retailers can build virtual stores quickly and cheaply. It sounds like this is poised to touch a lot of different parts of the industry, from individuals to big companies.
It does. Dr. Bing Sun, the CTO at EasyHome, one of Homestyler's parent companies, mentioned their integration with NVIDIA Edify, reducing training costs for their AI models significantly while keeping that photorealistic quality, which is crucial for selling products. And Xingjian Ma from Homestyler spoke about empowering different user groups with these tailored tools.
It's interesting how they have different tools tailored to different users. AI Modeler for probably more detailed work, AI Designer perhaps for broader concepts, and Home Copilot for the casual user, each addressing distinct needs in the design process. But with all this advanced tech, are there any potential downsides or challenges in this space?
That's a good, important question to ask. The research didn't go super deep into challenges, but a few things come to mind when you think about relying on such complex systems. Relying on this complex infrastructure from NVIDIA could present some hurdles in terms of system upkeep and scalability, especially for a company that isn't solely focused on AI infrastructure from square one. It's a sophisticated stack of tech.
Yeah, building and maintaining those intricate machine learning pipelines and ensuring they're always available isn't trivial, and presumably these tools require significant computing power, which means potential ongoing costs for providing these services.
Exactly. Though the benefits they're reporting, like the cost reductions in training and the efficiency gains, likely offset those costs for many users and for homestylers in the long run. But for a company like Homestyler, ensuring things run smoothly globally with users everywhere is a persistent technical challenge.
That makes sense. And are there any other potential drawbacks listeners might think of, like, could relying on AI reduce creativity? If everyone uses similar AI tools, do designs start looking the same?
That's a valid concern you sometimes hear about AI in creative fields. Critics do argue that automating design processes might commoditize creativity by standardizing styles or pushing towards certain popular looks the AI is trained on. While AI accelerates iteration and provides starting points, it might, at times, lack the subtle cultural or deeply personal contextual sensitivity that a human designer provides. The AI creates *A times design, but maybe not your times design.
I see that. It's a tool, but the human touch is still important. What about the impact on professional designers? Is this AI taking their jobs?
That's another point raised in the broader conversation around AEI in creative industries. There is concern from some industry professionals about job displacement due to the automation of tasks like basic modeling and rendering, especially those entry-level roles that historically involved a lot of that foundational work. However, proponents argue that it frees up designers to focus on higher-level creative thinking, client interaction, and project management, areas where human skills are still paramount. It changes the job, rather than eliminating it perhaps, but it's definitely something to consider.
So the tasks shift. Less time on repetitive modeling, more time on creative problem solving and client relationships. That makes sense. And looking ahead, what are the future trends? I saw something about expanding digital supply chains and smart home integrations, which touches on those practical aspects we talked about.
Right. Dr. Sun hinted at this. The idea is that these virtual design environments could connect directly to digital supply chains. So once you design your room in the virtual space, the system could potentially streamline how the products, be it furniture, fixtures, decor, are ordered and delivered based on the designs people create. It links the virtual with the physical retail process.
Okay, so you design your dream room, and the system could potentially help you order the exact sofa and rug you clicked on, and maybe even integrate with your smart home setup to suggest smart lighting for that design? That's a pretty cohesive, almost futuristic vision.
It is. It moves beyond just the visual design to the practical aspects of realizing that design in the real world. And integrating with smart home tech makes sense, because increasingly, interiors aren't just static spaces, they're connected environments. It's a pretty exciting time for home design, fueled by these advancements in ATI and graphics technology.
It sounds like it. Homestyler and NVIDIA are definitely pushing the boundaries here, making these tools more accessible and powerful. It will be interesting to see how this evolves, how designers adapt, and how quickly these capabilities become mainstream for everyone, not just early adopters.
For sure. It's changing things fast. Thanks for bringing this research to us, Jenny. It's been a fascinating dive into the future of home design and the power of AI here.
My pleasure, Mark. Thanks for helping break down the tech side, too. And thank you, everybody, for listening. We'd love to know what you think about AI in home design. Are you ready to have a home Copilot? Let us know on social media. We'll catch you next time.
Until next time.